Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about what's the difference between just normal optimism and toxic positivity. Akshay, what do you think about what do you think the difference is between these two terms?
I think the biggest difference is, let's say, like when you're really, when you have a lot of hurdles to take, and sometimes you need to have an irrational belief, and that's not toxic positivity. And like that's optimism. And sometimes when you're feeling good, you're feeling like what, I can still do it. That's actually optimism. Whereas when you're feeling really down, you can see all the hurdles coming up, and all the hurdles feel very real to you. All the obstacles feel very real to you. Feels like the whole world is sort of going against you, and there are things in the past that show that, and things in the present that makes it very real. And then somebody comes to you and says, you know what? I know this has affected you in this way, but look at this side. Like, it has given you like a positive thing. And an example of that is like sometimes when people bully you, and then because of that, of course you have to become strong, right? And because it's not you always take it in. At some point you sort of grow a bit, and and then if someone comes to say, you know what, that bullying helped you. That's nonsense. It's nonsense in every language, because you did all the work. You were the one who made sure, after going through the obstacles, you made sure that wouldn't put you down, that shouldn't put you down, and you do all the work. And then somebody says, you know what, I'm sure you did all the work. I see why you should be getting credit, but technically, if that didn't happen, maybe this wouldn't happen. Bullshit. And that's what that's the difference between normal optimism and toxic positivity. What do you think?
I loved a lot of what you just said. That was a really good way of kind of pointing out the differences between them. And in my mind, I am an optimistic person. I would say that. I like to think of, positive things are coming up, or the way optimism plays out for me is that in a given situation, I try to think of, what are the ways it can go right more than what are the ways it can go wrong. I do definitely think of the ways it can go wrong, but I try to hope for, maybe it'll go right. And that's the way optimism plays out for me. But I feel like the difference between that and toxic positivity is that one, the beginning scenario is different. Optimism might just be, any situation. Actually, I take that back. Regardless of the situation, optimism is just, hoping for positive outcomes in the future. But toxic positivity is more like immediate. If you're having a hard time right now, you need to get out of it, right? So toxic positivity can sound like think about the silver lining, which can sometimes go for optimism, but depending on how it's delivered, it could be toxic positivity if it's followed up with things like think about the positive, stop thinking about the negative, don't worry about that, what are the good things going on right now, think about that, embrace the positive, or everything happens for a reason. That's not something someone wants to hear. Imagine hearing everything happens for a reason if a close family member died from COVID, or everything happens for a reason if you failed a job interview. Those are some really tough, hard times that people need time to think about and process. And of course, there's going to be sadness and negative feelings associated with it that shouldn't be shut down. And I feel like with toxic positivity, you're likely to try and shut that down and think about what are the positive things. But in normal optimism, it leaves room for, yeah, I understand it's tough right now. You can acknowledge the situation and the toughness and the sadness and the negative feelings, but then say, hopefully it will get better, later on. And I feel like it's more mellow in its approach than toxic positivity, which is abrupt, stop thinking about the negative right now.
Yeah, I really like your answer, because toxic positivity is saying that negativity doesn't exist. And I think we are not living in a utopian world. You might want to live in a utopian world, and you might think what could make the current world a pseudo utopian world for yourself. But that doesn't mean we all live in a utopian world, and that means we do feel sadness, we do feel anger, we do feel frustration, we do feel all the negative emotions, because emotions are natural, and you do feel them, and saying that you should repress them, or saying someone else should repress it, because be optimist thinking optimistically is the only way out of it, is not the right way. And you know I feel like, we've seen this sort of it's taken over the internet, and that's the reason why we're talking about this a lot, because I've seen a lot of these examples.
Maybe that's something we should talk about in our next video, Akshay.
Actually, yeah, that is true. See you tomorrow then.
See you.
Oh, you're still here? Well, thanks for getting to the end of the video. Hey, while you're still here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get new updates when we post videos. Also, make sure to check out these equally exciting videos as well. Have you pressed it yet? Come on, you have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, press it now!